And welcome back to another episode of Tips for the Kopi Kakis FPL. Shit, messed that up. Let's do it again.
Maybe
Sleeping.
we shouldn't. Maybe we should just continue. I
Can,
love,
can, can.
I love poor intros.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what happens when you're running on very little sleep. Okay. So never mind. I think you get where we're coming from. This is
Right.
the statistics. What we think you should know. Okay, but before we go into that, let's look at some of the statistics for game week 19. Okay, aptly put by Taffy as for lazy FPL managers.
Like
So
myself.
top transfer ins. Isak Newcastle, Kuna after that performance against Menu, Gordon. There's a star here. Why is there a star here?
Ah, okay. So there's a star there because, as we mentioned at the beginning, right? There is top secret, right? Top three secrets that we are going to let you know. So that will come forward slightly later in the video as to why the star is there.
Okay, then the last two there are Aina for Forest and Palmer from Chelsea.
I
No
would just
no
like to,
surprises there.
yeah. I would just like to add. I find it very weird why Palmer people are still bringing in Palmer at this stage. That means up to this point there were 150,000 managers without Palmer. So
Mm,
that's strange that he has actually come up in the top five.
mm.
And Kunha from Wolves, I can understand, but I heard that he may be banned in the future. So I just you guys need to be a bit more
You look at
careful in
it.
bringing him in. Because I'm not sure about that. Because of the incident in 2 game weeks ago.
All right, right.
Yeah. So he may be banned soon, but it is still unclear whether that is going through or not. So just be
Mm.
aware of Kunha from Wolves if you're intending to bring him in.
Take, please. Everybody take, and I hope that he gets banned. Okay, going on to the next one. Top transfer outs. Again, no surprises there. Why you put that there? So you have Saka for Arsenal, Bruno Fernandes because of his uh, cards, and then Haaland because he's underperforming, Smith Rowe, and then Joao Pedro.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. So here. Oh, sorry. Can
yo.
we move back? Oh,
Mm,
yeah. Just want to throw in. Okay, Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, but he's only banned for one game, so I'm actually
mm,
quite surprised why people are throwing him out.
mm,
I would suggest to keep him if you
mm,
can,
mm,
because he may come back after that, and you may have already dispersed your cash,
mm,
if you have already sold him. So I would
mm,
I would keep Bruno Fernandes. That's why I put a star there. I'm
mm.
amazed why Haaland. There are still 168k people that are still keeping him. Probably they are thinking about Everton, but that didn't work out. Especially after the penalty miss, I think that was the last straw. And
Mm.
João Pedro is still just not giving back the returns he formerly was giving back every week. So Benjamin, who one of our colleagues who insisted that João Pedro would definitely score this week, in the end ends up with a 2 point. So I think everyone also is throwing him out of the team.
Mm. But then again, even Fernandez also at the rate menu is going, you do you really want to keep him? I think your money can be better spent elsewhere unless he suddenly comes up with a stellar
Mm,
performance and menu starts to wake up.
mm. True.
Okay, top captain picks for game week 19. Mo Salah again, consistently
Yeah.
banging in the points.
Yes.
Palmer, of course, and then after that, oh, Haaland is a top captain picks, yet it's also
Yeah.
the highest number being
Exactly,
transferred
exactly.
out,
So,
which is
so
interesting.
this week it's not as one-sided as I would have thought. Mo Salah still in the lead. Cole Palmer, I say, is a very close second. Because Ipswich always lets in a lot of goals. So I do expect Cole Palmer to be a very very good alternative. But it's so
Mm.
hard to not put Mo Salah as a captain because
Mm.
he's very very
Everybody has him.
reliable. Yeah.
Everybody has
And I
him. So once you don't have him, yeah, you're the differential.
Yes, correct. And Haaland, I think those who have him might as well captain him because they are playing Leicester. So
Mm.
I think that's why there is still quite a high percentage for Haaland as the captain. But those of you who have Mo Salah, it's so difficult to um,
Bet against the guy.
reverse
Yeah.
the role. Yes,
Mm.
exactly.
Mm. Okay. So with that, we move on to the secrets of Game Week 19 that we think that you should know. Okay. So the first one, okay, revolves around Gordon and Gibbs. Go on.
Yeah.
I want
Okay,
to know
so
why.
I
I want
think
to know
more.
what you think.
All right. So those of you who are actually getting rid of Bruno, right? So this is the alternative. Now, Anthony Gordon, as you can see, in the top transfer ins, he's one of them. So he's on form. So the first secret is to bring him in. If I were to replace Bruno Fernandes, Anthony Gordon would be one of my first choices. Alternatively, this is Morgan Gibbs White has been totally left out by a lot of fantasy managers and even fantasy sites. No one is talking about him, but almost like Bruno, every attack that Nottingham Forest makes, it's going through Morgan Gibbs White, and he has that technical ability. If he's not assisting, he's scoring. So he is definitely a very good replacement for Bruno, and he also spares up 2 million instead of one if you are going for Anthony Gordon. So it's a
Mm,
very very good alternative. They are not letting in a lot of goals, Nottingham Forest, and they are attacking very well with Ilanga, very attacking defenders as well, and of course Chris Wood. So he's also Morgan Gibbs White is also on set pieces. So yeah, so this is a very very good underrated alternative, and that's your
mm.
secret number one.
Okay, if you look at both of them, I think Anthony Gordon has more matches under his belt, but between him and Morgan Gibbs Wise, they are tied on assists for this season at three
Mm,
assists each. But Anthony Gordon has more goals in him at the moment. Okay, so I mean, there's a tip for you there for if you want to look at stats to see whether or not which one of these will be a better fit for you.
mm.
Okay, we move on to secret number two.
Fonzie, I think I'm going to call you Mr. Statistics from this video onwards.
But again,
All right.
as proven from the game week of the
Okay.
gurus, course
Hey, you won.
statistics
Okay,
mean
you
nothing.
Okay, secret number two. Now, this part has been left out quite a lot by a lot of fantasy gurus that I think keepers can make the difference. With a lot of teams being almost all the same all the time,
Mhm,
your Palmers, your Salahs, your goalkeepers make a difference. So a lot of times, I think people just put the keeper as what they can afford. However, I think it's a good time now to invest in a good one.
mhm,
Pickford, of course, it's Everton, and I don't like to buy my own keeper. I don't know why I jinx it, but every time I don't have him, he is scoring clean sheets. And Everton is one of those teams that, although they don't score a lot, they keep a lot of clean sheets.
mhm,
And even if they don't keep a lot of clean sheets, he saves a lot of shots. So he is one of my top picks. And as Fauzan correctly pointed out in the previous podcast, that he makes a lot of penalty saves. So even if Everton awards a penalty, he has a strong chance of saving it. And saving penalty points are good points to
mhm,
make a difference. And once you save a penalty, you definitely get bonus points.
mm,
So the points are only raking up. Next one is Sells from Nottingham Forest, as mentioned earlier. Very, very good keeper. Um, Again, he saves a lot. Even though if he concedes, and he is actually my top pick of the week.
mhm,
So if you don't already have him in the team, he's the one. And last one, if you want a cheaper option, Dubravka. Nick Pope is not playing, I think because of injury, and Dubravka have had 3 clean sheets in a row. If you haven't
mhm,
noticed, so it's 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. So he has gotten 18 points, 3 weeks in a row. So a very, very good second keeper or very good main keeper. Newcastle is doing well for the past 3 games, and I expect that to continue.
mm.
So your keeper can be
This,
your differential.
yep. In the case of Cells, right? He's since you already call me Mr. Tats, right? Statistics. So now I tell you,
Yes.
in the case of
Yes.
Cells, right? He has actually 7 clean sheets. Okay.
Wow.
So that's actually quite good if you look at it. He has conceded 19, but still that's a good stats for a goalkeeper considering he's playing for Nottingham Forest, a team that's actually doing quite well this time round. Dubravka would be a good option, especially if you want to free up the cash for somebody else in terms of your attack. Okay, we shall see how that goes. We go on to secret number three. I don't know why some people still haven't used the wildcard, but yes,
Yeah.
for those of you who didn't realize, this is the last week to use your wildcard in the first half of the season. All right, so for those of you who are not doing too well, why not? Why not? Let's just do open heart surgery on your team, something Manu needs to do as well.
Yeah. If not,
So what,
you
what
can
are your
just
suggestions?
if I
Hmm.
don't know. If not, you can transfer me a wildcard. Maybe there could be something. I would love to use a wildcard so I can get rid of all my Manchester United players that don't seem to sit well in my team.
Yeah.
So I'm probably taking a minus, maybe a -4 again this week. Last week I had a
Mm-hmm.
-4. This week I probably have a -4 again. I just need to get rid of some of these players. I'm probably bringing in Munoz from Crystal Palace. They have a good match against Southampton this week. I might bring in also Ismail Sarr
Mm-hmm.
to replace Ahmad Diallo.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the things that I might be doing. So those of you using wildcard, these are some of the ideas that you can bring in. Munoz, Hall. From Newcastle, Aina, if you don't have from Nottingham Forest, these are potential players that you can bring in. Don't forget to use your wildcard, otherwise it'll be such a waste. You cannot double up, you cannot stack up your wildcard. So make sure you
Mm.
use it.
But then again, wildcard gives you the opportunity to actually revamp your team. But must remember that at the end of the day, you're still uh, going to build it once for a longer term. So keep a
Mm.
lookout for the next few weeks fixtures to see whether or not the players that you're bringing in are going to give returns for the next few games. If not, it's back to square one, and you're going to end up having a lot of minus points just to change out players that are defective, not really producing. Okay, so speaking of which, you actually gave me this statistic. Okay,
Right,
so you didn't mention Rogers at all.
right.
Okay, Sa I can understand because of how he's been performing, but how about Rogers and Odegaard?
Okay. Odegaard is an anomaly. You would think he was a very good replacement for Saka, or also Bruno, but his stats this season has been really bad. Very underwhelming. For some reason, I think that's why his minutes are also not that great. Arteta has been taking him out, and because of that, I don't really fancy him because he has yet to prove himself.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers was very exciting in the previous game. And against Man City, he did very well. But again, not as consistent. And in terms of the matches coming up, may not be very, very ideal. As you can see, there are some difficult fixtures in between. And so it really depends. I'm still going for Ismaili Sarr
Sa,
as
yeah.
the one. Yeah, although he has Chelsea somewhere in there, he has Southampton, Leicester, West Ham, even Everton. So very winnable games, and he and Munoz are very, very attacking.
Mm-hmm.
And the last point is I may get rid of I made a mistake like probably bringing in Madison, because his minutes are not there, and I don't know. I just need players that are bang on playing for at
Worth the
least
money, lah.
almost 90
Mm.
minutes. And Rogers have been substituted in the in the 59th minute more than
Yeah.
once.
Mm.
So that's why.
Okay. So that wraps up our Game Week 19 secrets and players that you should consider for your team. We have a very short game week this time around. Okay, very short gap in between. I hope you guys remember to go and set your team and use your wild cards. All right. And for those of you who have not subscribed, please join us. We are still new to this game, but we are learning and we are trying
Mm.
to get better with every
Yeah.
week. So please, if you'd like to support us, please click a like and everything. It really helps us and helps us to grow our channel and helps us to learn. If you have comments, please put it down there so that we can also learn from you, especially the people who have watched us since the very beginning. If you can tell us, what you want, and then we can see how we can make our channel better. All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well
So
said, Fauzan.
all right. So with that, we'll see you next week and all the best for Game Week 19. Adios.
Peace.